Okay, here's a small program that Jim Jerry wrote that I modified so it'll work under the full screen project, and it's an example of what can be done pretty easily with practice, and it'll probably get easier. Let's see. So first thing I need to do is to load the full screen project code, which is that, and I got my MCX board, and I couldn't be more pleased with it. It's amazing. There's that. Okay, so now it's loaded, and we execute that. This is a specially designed the font is designed for this game. And the basic game, Overtake M15. This is kind of a prototype, but it's what, like I said, well, several people may have written this, but Jim Jerry brought it to the MC10, and then I modded it to work with this full screen project program. And as you can see, you start out slow, speed up, isn't that cool? And then full speed. Might want to turn your volume down a little bit if you don't want to hear that engine running. I could probably pause it here for a second and turn that down just a little bit. Uh-oh, looks like I'm going to have a crash. Lots of crashes. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm going to get out of that. Yeah, it allows you to see it crash. Okay, maybe I can get, oh there, good. Now we'll speed it back up. I turned that volume down on the motor. Our distance is 9, it goes up to 25 basically on this one. I love that how you can just go right by. It just looks like it's basically touching these things, and it basically is. Just, uh-oh. Sometimes, once in a while, your car gets put right near the edge of the road and you end up hitting it. Yeah, it makes it exciting. Yeah, get right up next to the edge there, it's kind of fun. This is just the beginning of what could be done. See what happens if I totally just ram that car. So there's a ram. That's what happens when I ram the car from behind there. And we're already at 23, going 24. had to optimize this code even more than it already was. It was optimized quite nicely. So I took every variable and made them single digits. I took advantage of program lines 0 through 9 to try to reduce the memory requirements and the time it would take to read the go-to statements at the beginning of the program, to reduce the amount of time it takes to execute everything. So I don't know if it's 100% optimized in BASIC, but it's pretty close. And there's still some errors in it, but that gives you a really good idea of some of the things you can do with the full screen project. And the way that works, here's the code. Oh, you're only going to see part of it. Okay, so the way that works is kind of like the Commodore used to have this little feature that would make it so it could scroll 1 pixel at a time. The full screen project has the same thing. It's pretty simple to do. You just poke a certain memory set aside for that, and it moves the screen's position on the screen we're viewing. And that works quite well. Matter of fact, the MC10 seems optimized for it, because if you, it takes a little bit to explain, but it's going to be pretty nice. And then with the MCX, right away, I won't be able to get a version going that doesn't have the variables on the screen, but if I patch the ROM that's in memory in mode 1, it leaves nearly 16, let's see, almost 16K for just simply for whatever you want, but I'm probably going to use it for graphics. And then past the screen, which is 20480, will be used for programming. And that you have another 30K there. And so in the full screen project, within this mode, this can be simulated on the VMC, the emulator as well, because it has a mode right here under configure, under memory. You would select this one and make ROM writable, and then that would make it so you could simulate the MCX board in one of the modes that it has. And so that's pretty neat. And that way I can do a lot more simple testing with it and develop this thing a little bit more. And instead of just having let's see, well, with the program in there, I have about 2K, 2,283 bytes, but with the MCX, or in that other mode, I would have basically all the memory, because I'll show you. Because I don't need to put the program here, I can put it back behind the screen, which is before 16384 is all RAM now. And so print peak, this is 256, poke 256, comma 1, print peak, parenthesis 256, and bingo. There you go. So, new interesting things to come. And as I program these things myself, it's nice, because if you take a program that's already been written, you can enhance it. And there was an idea that I had a long time ago called it was just an idea, and I didn't have any idea that I'd ever be doing it. It's called Tether, and what it does is it takes old programs and it connects more modern day graphics to it. Well, so the MC10 is kind of like the perfect candidate, because you can take those old blocky style graphics, and it's not exactly tethering, but it's similar in the sense that you're you're overlaying a different screen that's not actually even connected to the original screen, and it's displaying a higher resolution graphic than you could in regular MC10 Basic. And I think this possibly could allow for a lot of programs to be written eventually that are pretty graphic based and in Basic and pretty fast, playably fast, not necessarily as fast as in machine language, assembly language, but fast enough to be enjoyable and playable and visually nice to play. So we'll see. It's going to take a while because for one, I have to go through and I have to patch the entire ROM. Use ROM 1.3 as a guide to patching. The concept is pretty simple, but it's already basically been done, except that ROM 1.3 references itself, and so you have to change those addresses. Now, the one thing that you don't have to do on I haven't gotten to the idea of the enhanced basic on the MCX because, there's a possibility there too. But so anyway, my thoughts may not be totally clear. So if I make an error and say something wrong, that would be expected because I don't have this written down. It's just like impromptu. It's like impromptu humor. Okay, see you later next time.